This man came into our suite during our carnival cruise and would not leave. It was early in the morning and we had just arrived in Cozumel, and my husband heard somebody knocking on the door. So he looked through the peephole and he saw an older gentleman with like a white beard who he thought was my dad. So he let him in, or he opened the door, and the guy just kind of came into the room. Now, I was in the bathroom at the time trimming my beard, so I didn't hear anything happening. So I eventually walked out and I see my husband looking very distraught, and he tells me that there's somebody in our room. And then I hear someone in the bathroom just kind of rummaging around, and eventually this guy comes out and he's there just in his Versace underwear, and he looks very kind of lost. And there was something about his eyes where it felt like only maybe like 10% of what I was saying was actually registering with him. So it was very odd, and we kind of tried to figure things out to get him to leave, but it was clear like he wasn't going to. So then we just kind of sat him down, offered him some water, and tried to troubleshoot. Then we called the security at Carnival, and eventually they came up with a security officer, a nurse, and a couple of other crew members. And they were asking him a lot of details. And eventually they got his name. They looked him up and they said that it matched someone, but not somebody who actually checked in on the cruise. So at that point, I'm thinking maybe this is like a stowaway situation. They repeatedly asked him questions about, the party he was with, his room number, and he just could not process anything. And he basically just said, like, stop asking me questions. You could just see the toll it was taking on him. And I do think that the Carnival crew was kind of making it worse. I mean, I don't want to throw them under the bus too bad because they were in a tough spot, but it was clear this man was being, made increasingly distressed by the situation. Eventually, they did locate his profile and they were able to bring in his wife and his sister. I thought when they came in, they'd be able to kind of snap him back into reality. Maybe they were used to this, but it turns out this may have been his first bad outbreak because they were actually pretty surprised by it. This turned into like an hour and a half ordeal. It was very distressful, very heartbreaking to watch as this man was trying to kind of like repiece his life together before our eyes. We ended up barely making it to our excursion. At that point, we really didn't care because we honestly just wanted this man to make it out and not injure himself or something. But props to Carnival. They did escort us through hundreds of people to make it on time. Although when we were going through, we were basically like pissing off like hundreds of people. And they were asking like, well, why do y'all get to cut line? And the guy escorting us is like, well, they're going to be late for their excursion. So everyone thought we were just like these prima donnas. But we ended up making it to our excursion in Cozumel and spending time with the family. And this was just a good lesson to remember, hey, be careful who you let in your door, even if they maybe look like somebody when you look at them through the peephole. And also just a reminder that conditions like whether it was dementia, Alzheimer's, I don't know exactly what was happening. These take a massive toll on people.